Good morning, class 2nd. Class is English Literature. And today we'll start chapter 11, Mr. Nobody. What's the chapter's name? Mr. Nobody. So class, sorry, Unit 6, chapter 11, Mr. Nobody. What's the chapter's name? Mr. Nobody. And it's a poem. Okay? It's a poem about Mr. Nobody. Nobody means nothing, no one. Okay? Invisible, something like invisible. So here in this poem, what is this? Let's start. I know a funny little man as quiet as a mouse, who does the mischief that is done in everybody's house. There's no one ever see his face, and yet we all agree that every plate we break was cracked by Mr. Nobody. Okay, so class is your poem. Okay, about Mr. Nobody. This poem is about Mr. Nobody. Nobody means nothing, no one. Something happens in your house, but who did this? We don't know. Okay, it is done by Mr. Nobody. Okay, so the poem is I know a funny little man as quiet as a mouse. Here in this poem, the poet is saying you that I know a funny man. Okay, funny means comic. Okay, I know a funny man, funny little man, comic little man. Little means small, small in size, not in age. Okay, I know a funny little man who was very quiet, quiet and silent like a mouse. Just like in your house, there are many mouse, okay, and they done many things silently without any noise. When they did this, we don't know. Okay, so just like that, here this little funny man also done many things without any noise, without any hindrance, okay, without any knowingly. Okay, so who does the mischief that is done? Okay, he done many things in our house, in everybody's house. He done many things in everybody's house, but when he did this, we don't know. Nobody know about that. That when this funny or comic man did this. Okay, he done many things. He done many mistakes, many problems in everyone's house. But when he did this, we don't know. There's no one ever sees his face. Okay, no one sees his face ever. Okay, and yet we all agree that every plate we break was cracked by Mr. Nobody. Okay, and here what is this? We all agree with this. What we agree? That every plate, every problem that happens in our house, which is done by Mr. Nobody. Okay, suppose that if there is any problem or it is there any plate break in our house, cracked, so it is done by Mr. Nobody. Okay, so here it's a very funny poem that in our house, whenever a problem happen in a house, okay, is there any mistake happen in a house, we always say I don't know who did this. Okay, we say ना, कभी कभी क्या होता है हमारे लोग के घर में कुछ प्रॉब्लम होती है, ठीक ना, जैसे कुछ टूट जाना या कुछ इधर का उधर हो जाना या कुछ गायब हो जाना, तो क्या हम लोग के तुरंत माउथ से क्या निकलता है कि पता नहीं कौन किया, हुआ तो है ये लेकिन कौन किया नहीं पता, पता नहीं किसने किया, तो क्या हुआ? मिस्टर नोबडी. ओके, उसने वो काम किया है लेकिन किसने किया है ये नहीं पता. होता है ना सबके साथ, सबके घर में ये चीज़ें. सो हियर दिस पोएम इज अबाउट मिस्टर नोबडी. ओके, who done many mistake very silently without any noise. Okay, without any acknowledgement. Okay, so here the poem is completed. So now come to the new words. Here there are new words for you. First is quiet, Q-U-I-E-T, quiet. Next, mischief, M-I-S-C-H-I-E-F, mischief. Next is everybody, E-V-E-R-Y-B-O-D-Y, everybody. Next is agree, A-G-R-E-E, agree. And last one is nobody, N-O-B-O-D-Y, nobody. So class, these are new words for you. You have to learn all these spellings. Now next thing is, so now these are exercises. The first question is say aloud and circle the rhyming words. Here you can see there are some sentences. Okay, you have to read these sentences and find out the similar sound words, rhyming words. Okay, so the first sentence is a mouse ran into the house. A mouse ran into the house. So here the words mouse and house. When you speak these words, they have similar sound words. Okay, similar sounding. So these are rhyming words. So you will make a circle in these words, mouse and house. Next, I can see the little bee. C, B. Similar sound, na? So you will make a circle. Next, that was a fat cat. Fat cat. Similar sound words, na? So we'll make a circle in them. Next, give me a handkerchief. Don't do any mischief. So here handkerchief and mischief. Rhyming words, na? Similar sound words. So you will make a circle in them. Okay? Handkerchief and mischief. So clear how to this question? So this is done. Next thing is, now next question is, fill in the blanks with A, E, I, O, U. Class, here the letters A, E, I, O, U. What they are? They are vowel letters. Okay. So here there are some words. You have to complete them by using these vowel letters A, E, I, O, U. So here the first word is head. H-E-A-D. Head. Second, arms. A-R-M-S. Arms. Next, legs. L-E-G-S. Legs. Next, dress. D-R-E-S-S. Dress. And last one is R. H-O-U-R. R. Okay. So clear how to this question? Next thing is, add no, some and every to the word buddy to make new words. Class, here in this question, you have to add no, some and every. Okay, in buddy to make some new words like everybody, nobody and somebody. Okay, everybody, nobody, somebody. So this is done. Next thing is, Seema wrote her father's name like this. Okay, whenever you have to write your father's name, you will write like this, Mr. Okay, you will use Mr. and your father's name, and the first letter of your father's name and title will be in capital. Okay, here you can say in Mr. M capital, in Dinesh D capital, and in Dikshit D capital. Okay, so you will write like this. Next, Ram wrote his mother's name like this, Mrs. Sneha Ramdas. So here again, when you write your mother's name, you will write like this, and the first letter will be in capital. Okay, here in Mrs. M capital, Sneha S capital, and Ramdas R capital. Okay, so you will write your mother's name and father's name like this. So here in this, you have to write your father's and mother's name. Write your father's name as Seema did. Here in this space, you have to write your father's name. And next thing is, write your mother's name as Ram did. Here in this, you have to write your mother's name, Mrs. and your mother's name. Okay, just like as written here. Next thing is, use Mr. and Mrs. to write more names as you know. Here in this space, you have to write some names which start with Mr. and Mrs. You can write your uncle and auntie's name. Okay, you can write your grandfather and grandmother's name. Okay, so here you have to write any name which is started with Mr. and Mrs. Okay, so this is done. Next thing is, here there is again a poem. Okay, so read it. What is this? The Jig-Jag Boy. Here you can say, here's a jig-jag boy. Jig-jag means sometimes moving here, sometimes moving there. Okay, there is no conformation. Okay, where he goes, he don't know. Okay, so I know a little jig-jag boy who goes this way and that. He never knows just where he puts his coat or shoes or hat. If you are not a jig-jag child, you will have no cause to say that you forgot, for you will know where things are put away. So class, it's a poem about a jig-jag boy. Okay, jig-jag boy means sometimes going here, sometimes going there. Okay, I know a little jig-jag boy who goes this way and that. Okay, I know about a boy. Okay, sometimes who goes this way and sometimes he goes that way. Okay, there is no confirmation, there is no fixed timing, there is no fixed way. Okay, he is very jig-jag type. He never knows just where he puts his coat or shoes or that hat. Okay, he is totally zigzag. Okay, he is no confirmation about anything, and that's why he always forgot that where he puts his coat, shoes or hat or anything. Okay, इस पोएम किसके बारे में? एक जिग जैग बॉय के बारे में है, ठीक ना, जो कभी इधर जाता कभी उधर जाता, उसको कोई फिक्स नहीं है, कोई कंफर्म चीज़ नहीं है, ठीक ना, वो कभी भी कुछ कर सकता है, ठीक। और इतना वो बदमाशी करता है, इतना इधर वो घूमता फिरता रहता है कि उसको कुछ नहीं याद रहता है कि उसने अपना सामान कहाँ रखा है। अगर उससे पूछ लो कि तुम्हारा सामान कहाँ है, कोट कहाँ है, शूज़ कहाँ है, हैट कहाँ है, तो वो कंफ्यूज रहेगा कि मैं कहाँ गया था, मुझको तो याद ही नहीं है। ओके, एंड देन if you are not a zigzag child, here the poet is asking you that if you are not a zigzag child, you will have no cause to say. If you are not a zigzag child, you can't say that you forgot, for you will know where things are put away. Okay, you can't say that I forgot where is my shoes or where is my books or where is my dress. Okay, so never be like this, where never be like a zigzag boy. Okay, always be in a fixed form. Okay, always to be a sincere with everything. Okay, never do like this. Okay, so here the poem is completed. So the next thing is, here this is the last thing, let's practice. Here you can see there are some words. Okay, you have to read these words and also write in this space, just like quite, quite. Okay, all are quite. Okay, quite, agree, mouse, break, plate and zigzag. So here you have to write these words and also learn their spellings. Okay, so here this chapter 11 is totally completed. Hope you all understood very well and also enjoyed the poem. A very funny and comic poem, na, both of them. So here chapter 11 are totally completed. So it's enough for the day. Thank you.